Referent ****** Referent by Brett Sterling. Transcriber's note: this text was produced from Thrilling Wonder Stories, October 1948. Extensive research did not uncover any evidence that the U.S. copyright on this publication was renewed. Roby Morrison fidgeted. Walking in the tropical heat, he heard the wet thunder of waves on the shore. There was a green silence on Orthopedic Island. It was the year 1997, but Roby did not care. All around him was the garden where he prowled, all 10 years of him. This was meditation hour. Beyond the garden wall, to the north, were the high IQ cubicles where he and the other boys slept in special beds. With morning they popped up like bottle corks, dashed into showers, gulped food, and were sucked down vacuum tubes half across the island to semantics school. Then to physiology. After physiology he was blown back underground and released through a seal in the great garden wall to spend this silly hour of meditative frustration, as prescribed by the island psychologists. Roby had his opinion of it. Damned silly. Today, he was in furious rebellion. He glared at the sea, wishing he had the sea's freedom to come and go. His eyes were dark, his cheeks flushed, his small hands twitched nervously. Somewhere in the garden a chime vibrated softly. 15 more minutes of meditation. Ha! And then to the robot commissary to stuff his dead hunger as taxidermists stuff birds. And, after the scientifically pure lunch, through the tube again to sociology. Of course, late in the warm green afternoon, games would be played in the main garden. Games some tremble-brained psychologist had evolved from a nightmare-haunted sleep. This was the future. You must live, my lad, as the people of the past, of the year 1920, 1930 and 1942 predicted you would live. Everything fresh, brisk, sanitary, too fresh. No nasty old parents about to give one complexes. Everything controlled, dear boy. Roby should have been in a perfect mood for something unique. He wasn't. When the star fell from the sky a moment later he was only more irritated. The star was a spheroid. It crashed and rolled to a stop on the hot green grass. A small door popped open in it. Faintly, this incident recalled a dream to the child. A dream which with superior stubbornness he had refused to record in his Freud book this morning. The dream thought was in his mind at the exact instant that the star door popped wide and something emerged. It was like a dream he had refused to record in his Freud book. Something. Young eyes, seeing an object for the first time, have to make a familiar thing of it. Roby didn't know what this thing was stepping from the sphere. So, scowling, Roby thought of what it most resembled. Instantly the something became a certain thing. Warm air ran cold. Light flickered, form changed, melted, shifted as the thing evolved into certainty. Startled, a tall thin pale man stood beside the metal star. The man had pink, terrified eyes. He trembled. Oh, I know you." Roby was disappointed. "You're only the Sandman." "Sandman." The stranger quivered like heat rising from boiling metal. His shaking hands went wildly up to touch his long coppery hair as if he'd never seen or felt it before. The Sandman gazed in horror at his own hands, legs, feet, body, as if they were all new. Sandman. The word was difficult. Talking was new to him, also. He seemed about to flee, but something stopped him. "Yes," said Roby. "I dream about you every night." "Oh, I know what you think." Semantically, our teachers say that ghosts, goblins and fairies and sandmen are labels, only names for which there aren't any actual reference, no actual objects or things. But to heck with that. We kids know more than teachers about it. You being here proves the teachers wrong. There are sandmen after all, aren't there? "Don't give me a label," cried the Sandman, suddenly. He seemed to understand now. For some reason he was unutterably frightened. He kept pinching, tugging and feeling his own long new body as if it was a thing of terror. "Don't name me, don't label me." "Ha! I'm a referent," screamed the Sandman. "I'm not a label. I'm just a referent. Let me go." Roby's little green cat eyes slitted. "Say," he put his hands on his hips. "Did Mr. Grill send you?" "I bet he did. I bet this is another of those psychological tests." Roby flushed with dark anger. Always and forever they were at him. They sorted his games, food, education, took away his friends and his mother, his father, and now, played tricks on him. "I'm not from Mr. Grill," pleaded the Sandman. "Listen, before anyone else comes and sees me this way and makes it worse." Roby kicked violently. The Sandman danced back, gasping, "Listen. I'm not human, you are," he shouted. "Thought has molded the flesh of all you here on this world. You're all dictated to by labels. But I am a pure referent." "Liar." More kicking from Roby. The Sandman gibbered with frustration. "The truth, child. Centuries of thought have molded your atoms to your present form. If you could undermine and destroy that belief, the beliefs of your friends, teachers and parents, you could change form, be a pure referent, too. Like freedom, liberty, humanity, or time, space and justice. Grill sent you, he's always pestering me." "No, no. Atoms are malleable. You've accepted certain labels on Earth, called man, woman, child, head, hands, fingers, feet. You've changed from anything into something." "Leave me alone," protested Roby. "I've a test today, I have to think." He sat on a rock, hands over his ears. The Sandman glanced fearfully about, as if expecting disaster. Standing over Roby, he was beginning to tremble and cry. Earth could have been 1,000 other ways. Thought, using labels, went around tidying up a disordered cosmos. Now, no one bothers trying to think things into other, different shapes. Go away, sniffed Roby. I landed near you, not suspecting the danger. I was curious. Inside my spheroid spaceship, thoughts cannot change my shape. I've traveled from world to world, over the centuries, and never been trapped like this. Tears sprang down his face. And now, by the gods, you've labeled me, caught me, imprisoned me with thought. This Sun-Man idea. Horrible. I can't fight it, I can't change back. And if I can't change back, I'll never fit into my ship again, I'm much too large. I'll be stranded on Earth, forever. Release me. The Sun-Man screamed, wept, shouted. Roby's mind wandered. He debated quietly with himself. What did he want most of all? Escape from this island. Silly. They always caught you. What then? Games, maybe. Like to play regular games, minus psycho supervision. Yeah, that'd be nice. Kick the can, or spin the bottle, or even just a rubber ball to bounce on the garden wall and catch, all to himself. Yeah. A red ball. The Sun-Man cried, don't, silence. A red rubber ball bounced on the ground. Up and down bounced the red rubber ball. Hey! It took Roby a moment to realize the ball was there. Where'd this come from? He hurled it against the wall, caught it. Gee! He didn't notice the absence of a certain stranger who had been shouting at him a few moments before. The Sun-Man was gone. Way off in the hot distance of the garden a bonging noise sounded. A cylinder was rushing up the tube to the wall's circular door. The door peeled open with a faint hiss. Footsteps rustled measuredly along the path. Mr. Grill stepped through a lush frame of tiger lilies. Morning, Roby. Oh. Mr. Grill stopped, his chubby pink face looked as if it had been kicked. What have you there, boy? He cried. Roby bounced the object against the wall. This. A rubber ball. Eh? Grill's small blue eyes blinked, narrowing. Then he relaxed. Why, of course. For a moment I thought I saw, Roby bounced the ball some more. Grill cleared his throat. Lunchtime. Meditation hour is over. And I'm not certain that Minister Locke would enjoy your playing unorthodox games. Roby swore under his breath. Oh, well, then, go on. Play. I won't tattle. Mr. Grill was in a generous mood. Don't feel like playing. Roby sulked, shoving his sandal tip into the dirt. Teachers spoiled everything. You couldn't vomit without permission. Grill tried to interest the boy. If you come to lunch now, I'll let you televise your mother in Chicago afterward. Time limit, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, no more no less was Roby's acid reply. I gather you don't approve of things, boy. I'll run away someday, wait and see. Tut, lad. We'll always bring you back, you know. I didn't ask to be brought here in the first place. Roby bit his lip, staring at his new red rubber ball. He thought he had seen it kind of, sort of, well, move. Funny. He held the ball in his hand. The ball shivered. Grill patted his shoulder. Your mother is neurotic. Bad environment. You're better off here on the island. You have a high IQ and it is an honor for you to be here with the other little boy geniuses. You're unstable and unhappy and we're trying to change that. Eventually you'll be the exact antithesis of your mother. I love mother. You like her, corrected Grill, quietly. I like mother, replied Roby, disquieted. The red ball twitched in his hand, without his touching it. He looked at it with wonder. You'll only make it harder for yourself if you love her, said Grill. You're goddamn silly, said Roby. Grill stiffened. Don't swear. Besides, you don't really mean God and you don't mean damn. There's very little of either in the world. Semantics Book 7, page 418, Labels and Referents. Now, I remember, shouted Roby, looking around. There was a Sandman here just now and he said, come along, said Mr. Grill. Lunchtime. Commissary food emerged from robot servers on Extension Springs. Roby accepted the ovoid plate and milk globe silently. Where he had hidden it, the red rubber ball pulsed and beat like a heart under his belt. A gong rang. He gulped food swiftly. The tumble for the tube began. They were blown like feathers across the island to sociology and then, later in the afternoon, back again for games. Hours passed. Roby slipped away to the garden to be alone. Hatred for this insane, never-stopping routine, for his teachers and his fellow students flashed through him in a scouring torrent. He sat alone and thought of his mother, a long great distance away. In great detail he recalled how she looked and what she smelled like and how her voice was and how she touched and held and kissed him. He put his head down into his hands and began to fill the palms of his hands with small tears. He dropped the red rubber ball. He didn't care. He only thought of his mother. The jungle shivered. Something shifted, quickly. A woman ran through the deep grass. She ran away from Roby, slipped, cried out, and fell. Something glittered in the sunlight. The woman was running toward that silvery glittering thing. The spheroid. The silver starship. And where had she come from? And why was she running toward the sphere? And why had she fallen as he looked up? She didn't seem to be able to get up. Roby leaped from his rock, gave chase. He caught up with and stood over the woman. Mother, he screamed. Her face shivered and changed, like melting snow, then took on a hard cast, became definite and handsome. I'm not your mother, she said. He didn't hear. He only heard his own breath moving over his shaking lips. He was so weak with shock he could hardly stand. He put out his hands toward her. "Can't you understand?" Her face was cold. "I'm not your mother. Don't label me. Why must I have a name? Let me get back to my ship. I'll kill you if you don't." Roby swayed. "Mother, don't you know me? I'm Roby, your son." He wanted only to cry against her, tell her of the long months of imprisonment. "Please, please, Mom, please remember me." Sobbing, he moved forward and fell against her. Her fingers tightened on his throat. She strangled him. He tried to scream. The scream was caught, pressed back into his bursting lungs. He flailed his legs. Deep in her cold, hard, angry face, Roby found the answer even as her fingers tightened and things grew dark. Deep in her face he saw a vestige of the Sandman. The Sandman. The star falling on the summer sky. The silver sphere, the ship toward which this woman had been running. The disappearance of the Sandman, the appearance of the red ball, the vanishing of the red ball, and now the appearance of his mother. It all fitted. Matrices. Molds. Thought habits. Patterns. Matter. The history of man, his body, all things in the universe. She was killing him. She would make him stop thinking, then she would be free. Thoughts. Darkness. He could barely move, now. Weak, weak. He had thought it was his mother. It wasn't. Nevertheless, it was killing him. What if Roby thought something else? Try, anyway. Try it. He kicked. In the wild darkness he thought, hard, hard. With a wail, his mother withered before him. He concentrated. Her fingers dwindled from his throat. Her bright face crumbled. Her body shrank to another size. He was free. He rose up, gasping. Through the jungle he saw the silver sphere lying in the sun. He staggered toward it, then cried out with the sharp thrill of the plan that formed in his mind. He laughed triumphantly. He stared once more at it. What was left of the woman form changed before his eyes, like melting wax. He reshaped it into something new. The garden wall trembled. A vacuum cylinder was hissing up through the tube. Mr. Grill was coming. Roby would have to hurry or his plan would be ruined. Roby ran to the spheroid, peered in. Simple controls. Just enough room for his small body, if the plan worked. It had to work. It would work. The garden trembled with the approaching thunder of the cylinder. Roby laughed. To hell with Mr. Grill. To hell with this island. He thrust himself into the ship. There was much he could learn, it would come in time. He was just on the skirt of knowledge now, but that little knowledge had saved his life, and now it would do even more. A voice cried out behind him. A familiar voice. so familiar that it made Roby shudder. Roby heard small boy feet crash the underbrush. Small feet on a small body. A small voice pleading. Roby grasped the ship controls. Escape. Complete and unsuspected. Simple. Wonderful. Grill would never know. The sphere door slammed. Motion. The star, Roby inside, rose on the summer sky. Mr. Grill stepped out of the seal in the garden wall. He looked around for Roby. Sunlight struck him warmly in the face as he hurried down the path. There was Roby. In the clearing ahead of him. Little Roby Morrison staring at the sky, making fists, crying out to nobody. At least Grill could see nobody about. "Hello," Roby called Grill. The boy jerked at the sound. He wavered in color, density, and quality. Grill blinked, decided it was only the sun. "I'm not Roby," cried the child. "Roby escaped. He left me to take his place, to fool you so you wouldn't hunt for him. He fooled me, too," screamed the child, nastily, sobbing. "No, no, don't look at me. Don't think that I'm Roby, you'll make it worse. You came expecting to find him, and you found me and made me into Roby. You're molding me and I'll never, never, never change, now. Oh, God. Come now, Roby, Roby'll never come back. I'll always be him. I was a rubber ball, a woman, a Sandman. But, believe me, I'm only malleable atoms, that's all. Let me go." Grill backed up slowly. His smile was sick. "I'm a referent, I'm not a label," cried the child. Yes, I understand. Now, Roby, you just wait right there now, while I call the psycho ward." Moments later, a corps of assistants ran through the garden. "God damn you all," screamed the child, kicking. "Damn you!" Tut declared Grill quietly, as they forced the child into the vac cylinder. "You're using a label for which there is no referent." The cylinder sucked them away. A star blinked on the summer sky and vanished. ***** End of the Project Gutenberg ebook Referent ***** Updated editions will replace the previous one, the old editions will be renamed. Creating the works from print editions not protected by U.S. copyright law means that no one owns a United States copyright in these works, so the Foundation, and you, can copy and distribute it in the United States without permission and without paying copyright royalties. Special rules, set forth in the general terms of use part of this license, apply to copying and distributing Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works to protect the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol concept and trademark. Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark, and may not be used if you charge for an ebook, except by following the terms of the trademark license, including paying royalties for use of the Project Gutenberg trademark. If you do not charge anything for copies of this ebook, complying with the trademark license is very easy. You may use this ebook for nearly any purpose, such as creation of derivative works, reports, performances and research. Project Gutenberg ebooks may be modified and printed and given away. You may do practically anything in the United States with ebooks not protected by U.S. copyright law. Redistribution is subject to the trademark license, especially commercial redistribution. Start. Full license. The full Project Gutenberg license. Please read this before you distribute or use this work to protect the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol mission of promoting the free distribution of electronic works, by using or distributing this work, or any other work associated in any way with the phrase Project Gutenberg. You agree to comply with all the terms of the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license available with this file or online at www.gutenberg.org/license. Section 1. General Terms of Use and Redistributing Project Gutenberg Trademark Symbol Electronic Works 1.0. By reading or using any part of this Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work, you indicate that you have read, understand, agree to and accept all the terms of this license and intellectual property, trademark/copyright, agreement. If you do not agree to abide by all the terms of this agreement, you must cease using and return or destroy all copies of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works in your possession. If you paid a fee for obtaining a copy of or access to a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work and you do not agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement, you may obtain a refund from the person or entity to whom you paid the fee as set forth in paragraph 1.e.8. 1.b. Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark. It may only be used on or associated in any way with an electronic work by people who agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement. There are a few things that you can do with most Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works even without complying with the full terms of this agreement. See paragraph 1.c below. There are a lot of things you can do with Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works if you follow the terms of this agreement and help preserve free future access to Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works. See paragraph 1.e below. 1.c. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the Foundation or PGLAF, owns a compilation copyright in the collection of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works. Nearly all the individual works in the collection are in the public domain in the United States. If an individual work is unprotected by copyright law in the United States and you are located in the United States, we do not claim a right to prevent you from copying, distributing, performing, displaying or creating derivative works based on the work as long as all references to Project Gutenberg are removed. Of course, We hope that you will support the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol mission of promoting free access to electronic works by freely sharing Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works in compliance with the terms of this agreement for keeping the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol name associated with the work. You can easily comply with the terms of this agreement by keeping this work in the same format with its attached full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license when you share it without charge with others. 1.d. The copyright laws of the place where you are located also govern what you can do with this work. Copyright laws in most countries are in a constant state of change. If you are outside the United States, check the laws of your country in addition to the terms of this agreement before downloading, copying, displaying, performing, distributing or creating derivative works based on this work or any other Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work. The Foundation makes no representations concerning the copyright status of any work in any country other than the United States. 1.e. Unless you have removed all references to Project Gutenberg. 1.e.1. The following sentence, with active links to, or other immediate access to, the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license must appear prominently whenever any copy of a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work, any work on which the phrase Project Gutenberg appears, or with which the phrase Project Gutenberg is associated, is accessed, displayed, performed, viewed, copied or distributed. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions whatsoever. You may copy it, give it away or reuse it under the terms of the Project Gutenberg license included with this ebook or online at www.gutenberg.org. If you are not located in the United States, you will have to check the laws of the country where you are located before using this ebook. 1.e.2. If an individual Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work is derived from texts not protected by U.S. copyright law, does not contain a notice indicating that it is posted with permission of the copyright holder, the work can be copied and distributed to anyone in the United States without paying any fees or charges. If you are redistributing or providing access to a work with the phrase Project Gutenberg associated with or appearing on the work, you must comply either with the requirements of paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7 or obtain permission for the use of the work and the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol trademark as set forth in paragraphs 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.3. If an individual Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work is posted with the permission of the copyright holder, your use and distribution must comply with both paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7 and any additional terms imposed by the copyright holder. Additional terms will be linked to the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license for all works posted with the permission of the copyright holder found at the beginning of this work. 1.e.4. Do not unlink or detach or remove the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license terms from this work, or any files containing a part of this work or any other work associated with Project Gutenberg trademark symbol. 1.e.5 Do not copy, display, perform, distribute or redistribute this electronic work, or any part of this electronic work, without prominently displaying the sentence set forth in paragraph 1.e.1 with active links or immediate access to the full terms of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license. 1.e.6 You may convert to and distribute this work in any binary, compressed, marked up, non-proprietary or proprietary form, including any word processing or hypertext form. However, if you provide access to or distribute copies of a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work in a format other than plain vanilla ASCII or other format used in the official version posted on the official Project Gutenberg trademark symbol website, www.gutenberg.org, you must, at no additional cost, fee or expense to the user, provide a copy, a means of exporting a copy, or a means of obtaining a copy upon request, of the work in its original plain vanilla ASCII or other form. Any alternate format must include the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license as specified in paragraph 1.e.1. 1.e.7 Do not charge a fee for access to, viewing, displaying, performing, copying or distributing any Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works unless you comply with paragraph 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.8 You may charge a reasonable fee for copies of or providing access to or distributing Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works provided that you pay a royalty fee of 20% of the gross profits you derive from the use of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works calculated using the method you already use to calculate your applicable taxes. The fee is owed to the owner of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol trademark, but he has agreed to donate royalties under this paragraph to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Royalty payments must be paid within 60 days following each date on which you prepare, or are legally required to prepare, your periodic tax returns. Royalty payments should be clearly marked as such and sent to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation at the address specified in Section 4, Information about donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. You provide a full refund of any money paid by a user who notifies you in writing, or by email, within 30 days of receipt that he does not agree to the terms of the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license. You must require such a user to return or destroy all copies of the works possessed in a physical medium and discontinue all use of and all access to other copies of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works. You provide, in accordance with paragraph 1.f.3, a full refund of any money paid for a work or a replacement copy, if a defect in the electronic work is discovered and reported to you within 90 days of receipt of the work. You comply with all other terms of this agreement for free distribution of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works. 1.e.9 If you wish to charge a fee or distribute a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work or group of works on different terms than are set forth in this agreement, you must obtain permission in writing from the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the manager of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol trademark. Contact the Foundation as set forth in Section 3 below. 1.f1.f.1 Project Gutenberg volunteers and employees expend considerable effort to identify, do copyright research on, transcribe and proofread works not protected by U.S. copyright law in creating the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol collection. Despite these efforts, Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works, and the medium on which they may be stored, may contain defects such as, but not limited to, incomplete, inaccurate or corrupt data, transcription errors, a copyright or other intellectual property infringement, a defective or damaged disk or other medium, a computer virus, or computer codes that damage or cannot be read by your equipment. 1.f.2 Limited warranty, disclaimer of damages, except for the right of replacement or refund described in paragraph 1.f.3, the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the owner of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol trademark, and any other party distributing a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work under this agreement, disclaim all liability to you for damages, costs and expenses, including legal fees. You agree that you have no remedies for negligence, strict liability, breach of warranty or breach of contract except those provided in paragraph 1.f.3. You agree that the Foundation, the trademark owner, and any distributor under this agreement will not be liable to you for actual, direct, indirect, consequential, punitive or incidental damages even if you give notice of the possibility of such damage. 1.f.3 Limited right of replacement or refund. If you discover a defect in this electronic work within 90 days of receiving it, you can receive a refund of the money, if any, you paid for it by sending a written explanation to the person you received the work from. If you received the work on a physical medium, you must return the medium with your written explanation. The person or entity that provided you with the defective work may elect to provide a replacement copy in lieu of a refund. If you received the work electronically, the person or entity providing it to you may choose to give you a second opportunity to receive the work electronically in lieu of a refund. If the second copy is also defective, you may demand a refund in writing without further opportunities to fix the problem. 1.f.4 Except for the limited right of replacement or refund set forth in paragraph 1.f.3, this work is provided to you as is, with no other warranties of any kind, express or implied, including but not limited to warranties of merchantability or fitness for any purpose. 1.f.5 Some states do not allow disclaimers of certain implied warranties or the exclusion or limitation of certain types of damages. If any disclaimer or limitation set forth in this agreement violates the law of the state applicable to this agreement, the agreement shall be interpreted to make the maximum disclaimer or limitation permitted by the applicable state law. The invalidity or unenforceability of any provision of this agreement shall not void the remaining provisions. 1.f.6 Indemnity. You agree to indemnify and hold the foundation, the trademark owner, any agent or employee of the foundation, anyone providing copies of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works in accordance with this agreement, and any volunteers associated with the production, promotion and distribution of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works, harmless from all liability, costs and expenses, including legal fees, that arise directly or indirectly from any of the following which you do or cause to occur. A. Distribution of this or any Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work. B. Alteration, modification, or additions or deletions to any Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work, and C. Any defect you cause. Section 2. Information about the mission of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol. Project Gutenberg trademark symbol is synonymous with the free distribution of electronic works in formats readable by the widest variety of computers, including obsolete, old, middle-aged and new computers. It exists because of the efforts of hundreds of volunteers and donations from people in all walks of life. Volunteers and financial support to provide volunteers with the assistance they need are critical to reaching Project Gutenberg trademark symbol's goals and ensuring that the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol collection will remain freely available for generations to come. In 2001, the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation was created to provide a secure and permanent future for Project Gutenberg trademark symbol and future generations. To learn more about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation and how your efforts and donations can help, see sections 3 and 4 and the Foundation information page at www.gutenberg.org. Section 3. Information about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation is a non-profit 501(c)(3) educational corporation organized under the laws of the state of Mississippi and granted tax-exempt status by the Internal Revenue Service. The Foundation's IN or Federal Tax Identification Number is 64-6221541. Contributions to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation are tax-deductible to the full extent permitted by U.S. federal laws and your state's laws. The Foundation's business office is located at 809 North 1500 West, Salt Lake City, UT 84116, 801-596-1887. Email contact links and up-to-date contact information can be found at the Foundation's website and official page at www.gutenberg.org/contact section 4. Information about donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Project Gutenberg trademark symbol depends upon and cannot survive without widespread public support and donations to carry out its mission of increasing the number of public domain and licensed works that can be freely distributed in machine-readable form accessible by the widest array of equipment, including outdated equipment. Many small donations, $1 to $5,000, are particularly important to maintaining tax-exempt status with the IRS. The Foundation is committed to complying with the laws regulating charities and charitable donations in all 50 states of the United States. Compliance requirements are not uniform and it takes a considerable effort, much paperwork and many fees to meet and keep up with these requirements. We do not solicit donations in locations where we have not received written confirmation of compliance. To send donations or determine the status of compliance for any particular state, visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. While we cannot and do not solicit contributions from states where we have not met the solicitation requirements, we know of no prohibition against accepting unsolicited donations from donors in such states who approach us with offers to donate. International donations are gratefully accepted, but we cannot make any statements concerning tax treatment of donations received from outside the United States. U.S. laws alone swamp our small staff. Please check the Project Gutenberg web pages for current donation methods and addresses. Donations are accepted in a number of other ways, including checks, online payments and credit card donations. To donate, please visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. Section 5. General information about Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works. Professor Michael S. Hart was the originator of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol concept of a library of electronic works that could be freely shared with anyone. For 40 years, he produced and distributed Project Gutenberg trademark symbol ebooks with only a loose network of volunteer support. Project Gutenberg trademark symbol ebooks are often created from several printed editions, all of which are confirmed as not protected by copyright in the US unless a copyright notice is included. Thus, we do not necessarily keep ebooks in compliance with any particular paper edition. Most people start at our website, which has the main PG search facility, www.gutenberg.org. This website includes information about Project Gutenberg trademark symbol, including how to make donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, how to help produce our new ebooks, and how to subscribe to our email newsletter to hear about new ebooks.